कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीर वनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीर वनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय यमुना तीर वनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासधि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासधि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासधि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासधि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय राधा रम जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरे गोविंद जय जय राधा रमण हरे गोविंद जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरे गोविंद जय जय राधा रमण हरे गोविंद जय जय गौरानिताय 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 जय गौरानिताय जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय जगन्नाथ स्वामी जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी नयन पथगामी बाबा तुम्हें 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 जय राधा वल्लभ राधा वल्लभ श्री राधे जय राधा वल्लभ राधा वल्लभ श्री राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय जय नरसिंहदेव जय नर हरे 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 जय प्रहलाद महाराज 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। हरे कृष्णा। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपगता मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासति गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं भङ्गुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपादमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमो देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। शृण्वतं स्वागता कृष्णा पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनं हृदयन्तस्तो हि अभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सतां। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, 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 ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8. The title of the chapter is The Lord Slays the King of the Demons, text number 44. Shri Pitara Uchu, Shri Pitara Uchu, Shraddhani no Adibubuje Prasabham Tanujay Dhattani Tirtha Samaye Api Apiba Tilambu Tasyodaran Naka Vidhirnam Vapa Ya Archa Tasmai Namo Nriharaye Akila Dharma Goptre. Shri Pitara Uchu Shraddhanino Adibubuje Prasabham Tanujay, Shraddhanino Adibubuje Prasabham Tanujay, Shraddhanino Adibubuje Prasabham Tanujay. Dhattani Tirtha Samayepi Apibattilambu, Dhattani Tirtha Samaye Api Apibhattilambu, Tasyodaranaka Vidhina Vapatya Archa, Tasyodaranaka Vidhina Vapatya Archa. Tasmai Namo Nriharaye Akila Dharma Goptre. Tasmai Namo Nriharaye Akila Dharma Goptre. Śrīpitara uchu Shraddhanino adibhubhuje prasabham tanujai Dattani tirtha samayepi abhibattilambo Tasyodaranaka vidirna vapatya archa Tasmai namo Hare akila dharma goptre Śrīpitara uchu Shraddhanino adibhubhuje prasabham tanujai Dhattani tirtha samayepi abhibattilambo Tasyodaranaka vidirna vapatya archa Tasmai namo Hare akila dharma goptre Śrīpitara uchu Tasmo nige adibhubhuje prasabham tanujai Dhattani tirtha samaye abhibattilambo Tasyodaranaka vidirna vapatna archa Tasmai namo Hare akila dharma goptre Śrīpitara uchu Shraddhanino adibhubhuje prasabham tanujai Dhattani tirtha samaye abhibattilambo Tasyodaranaka vidirna vapatya archa Tasmai namo Hare akila dharma goptre Śrīpitara uchu Shraddhanino adibhubhuje prasabham mano Dhattani tirtha samaye abhibattilambo Tasyodaranaka vidirna vapatna archa Tasmai namo Hare akila dharma goptre Matajis Śrīpitara uchu Shraddhanino adibhubhuje prasabham tanujai Dhattani tirtha samayepi abhibattilambo Tasyodaranaka vidirna vapatya archa Tasmai namo Hare akila dharma goptre Śrīpitara uchu Shraddhanino adibhubhuje prasabham tanujai Dhattani tirtha samayepi abhibattilambo Tasyodaranaka vidirna vapatya archa Tasmai namo Hare akila dharma goptre Shripitara Uchu Shraddha Nidhi Bhuje Prasabam Tanujay Datta Nidita Samayepi Apibatti Lambo Tasyodaranaka Vidina Vapatyarchad Tasmai Namo Nriharaye Akila Dharma Goptre Shripitara Uchu. The inhabitants of Pitruloka said, Shraddhani, the performances of the Shraddha ceremony, offering of food grains to dead forefathers by a particular process. Na, our Adibhubhuje enjoyed Prasabam by force. Tanujaihi, by our sons and grandsons. Dattani, offered. Tirtha Samaye, at the time of bathing in the holy places. Api, even. Apibat, drank. Tila Ambu, offerings of water with sesame seeds. Tasya, of the demon. Udarat, from the abdomen. Naka Vidhirna, pierced by the nails of the hand. Vapadi, Vapat, the skin of the intestines of which. Yaha, he who, the personality of Godhead. Archat, obtained. Tasmai, unto him, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Namaha, respectful obeisances. Nriharaye, who has appeared as half lion and half man. Nrihari, Akila, universal. Dharma, religious principles. Goptre, who maintains. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The inhabitants of the Pitruloka prayed, let us offer our respectful obeisances unto Lord Nrsingadev, the maintainer of the religious principles of the universe. He has killed Hiranyakasipu, the demon, who by force enjoyed all the offerings of the Shraddha ceremonies performed by our sons and grandsons on the anniversaries of our death, and who drank the water with sesame seeds offered in holy places of pilgrimage. By killing this demon, O Lord, ye have taken back all this stolen property from his abdomen by piercing it with your nails. We therefore wish to offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. It is the duty of all householders to offer food grains to all their departed forefathers. But during the time of Hiranyakasipu, this process was stopped. No one would offer Shraddha oblations of food grains to forefathers with great respect. Thus, when there is a demoniac rule, everything concerning the Vedic principles is turned upside down. All the religious ceremonies of yajna are stopped. The resources meant to be spent for the yajna are taken away by the demoniac government. Everything becomes chaotic, and consequently the entire world becomes hell itself. When the demons are killed by the presence of Nrsingadev, everyone feels comfortable irrespective of the planet upon which he lives. So, here Lord has killed Hiranyakashipu, and various demigods, devatas, they are also offering their obeisances and offering their prayers. So in this section, the Pitrus, they are offering their prayers. Srila Prabhupada explains that the inhabitants of the Pitruloka, they are offering saying that by force, the demon by force has enjoyed all the offerings of the Shraddha ceremonies performed by our sons and grandsons on the anniversary of our death, who drank the water with sesame seeds offered in the holy places of pilgrimage. So, whenever the demons come, first they want to disturb the Vedic system. That is their modus operandi. Whenever, because they know Lord Krishna is very, very much favored to Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha, Jagastitaya Krishnaya, Govindaya Namo Nam. So the demons, when they take over or they take charge of anything, immediately they want to disturb the whole system. So that once the system is disturbed, then the offerings will not be done properly, the sacrifices will not be done properly, the demigods, whatever the offering, whatever the share, what they have to get, they don't get properly. So then it's going to weaken them actually. It's like Shastra, it said in the beginning of creation, if you read in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, Lord Krishna says, in the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generations of men and demigods, along with sacrifices for Vishnu, and blessed them by saying, Be thou happy by the yajna, sacrifice, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. So this is the formula. Lord Krishna, having created this material world, He didn't leave us high and dry. He has given us some formula, how we can live in this material world and how we can conduct ourselves. So here, He says, I have given you all the yajnas, and the performance of yajna, you become happy. And then the next sloka he says, the demigods being pleased by the sacrifices will also please you, and thus by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. So this we have to take it a little bit carefully. If you read out of context, only this sloka only we read, then we'll say, oh, Krishna is asking us to worship the devatas. We may come to this conclusion actually. We just come to the conclusion, we jump into the conclusion. No, but what Krishna has to say later also we have to read. So if you just read only one sloka and then goes, it may not be a full picture. But Krishna, this is like if you understand Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is all encompassing. Krishna is not only talking, everybody is like a Suddha Sattva, everybody is like a pure devotee of the Lord, everybody is just ready to go back, just waiting for the Pushpa Vigamana to come, just take the flight and then go back home. No, not everybody is like that. Not many people are like that. So Krishna is giving a gradual formula. The whole Varnashrama system is a gradual formula for elevation from animalistic propensities. Okay, bring them to the next level. Okay, you first do karma. So, you do karma? Yeah, karma. And then karma kanda, and then do karma yoga, and then dhyana yoga, jnana yoga, and then ashtanga yoga. And then finally, all these things are not going to be helpful for you. Finally, you do bhakti yoga. Then surrender unto me. That is the final goal. Krishna wants to bring us all to that level that you completely give up all these things, surrender to me. So this is sarva dharman parityaja. That is one thing. But Krishna could have said only the first chapter, only that one, and then the 18 chapters are not needed. But unfortunately, we are not in that level to directly accept the sarva dharman parityaja. So Krishna is giving, okay, you want to do this karma? Okay, you do karma. By doing karma, what will happen is slowly you will make some advancement. Slowly, very slow. But karma kanda activities, okay, then the heavenly planets, this and that, then you will make a bit more advancement. And then, okay, why this karma business? No, this is not. Okay, then go to jnana, and then finally, oh, why to do this, all this speculation? Then slowly the person will elevate himself. So that is why, Krishna says that in that sloka, the demigods being pleased by the sacrifices will also please you, and thus by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. And then Krishna says that in the next sloka, in charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods being satisfied by the performance of yajna, sacrifice, will supply all necessities to you, but he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief. And in the famous sloka, Yajñasishta sinasanto mushyante sarva gilbishai bunjate te tokam papa epachanti atma karana. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat sin. So this is like a, anyway, Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, in this Iron Age, performing the sacrifice is going to be difficult actually. Then the best sacrifice we can perform is Yajñai Sankirtana Praye Yajantihi Sumedasaha. That type of sacrifice only can be performed in this Kali Yuga. Because all other sacrifices need lot of resources, lot of things, lot of qualified brahmanas and all these things. It's not possible actually. Not possible to have all of that. And so the Kali Yuga, the best way to do performance, this sacrifice is Yajñai Sankirtana Praye. This yajna, the best yajna is by chanting the holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yajna Sankirtana Praye, Yajantihi Sumedasaha. Sumedasaha means one who has a very good brain substance. Sumedasa. Sumedasa. That person, what he will do? He will not go and waste time into do a little bit of karma, a little bit of jnana, a little bit of dhyana. No need of all these things. By just performing, actually everything is included in this. When a devotee performs this bhakti yoga, automatically is everything included. The 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, last sloka, there is a prescription. Vedeshu yajñeshu tapaschu saiva dhaneshu yat punya phalam pratishtam atyeti tatsarvam idam viditva yogi param sthanam upaiti chadhyam. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these, and at the end he reaches the supreme eternal abode. This Lord Krishna says that. By performing devotional service, you completely, sometimes people think, oh, I am missing out studying the Vedas, I am missing out, I am doing this, I am doing that, I am doing that. No, by studying, by engaging in devotional service, you do everything. Everything. Actually, it is a fact. When you read Srila Prabhupada's purport, you know everything. I might not have read Sweta Swatara Upanishad, I might not have read Mundaka Upanishad, Brihat Aranya Upanishad, I might not have read that also. But by reading Srila Prabhupada's purport, whatever is needed for us, Prabhupada quotes that here. So that's why we should not have any doubts. No? Oh, I should go here, I should go. Yeah, if you are a research scholar or somebody, you have to do something, you do that. See, it's not that we are not stopping you from looking at other things. No? You can look at that. But whatever is needed for us is already given by Srila Prabhupada. Whatever you need from Puranas, whatever you need from Itihasa, whatever you need from Vedas, whatever you need from Shastra, everything Prabhupada provides here. The cream is given already. But if you want to get some details, that's up to you. So somebody is doing some research, they want to get a little bit more, okay, I want to refer to the Vishnu Purana, I want to refer to that Purana, this Purana, no problem, you can do that. But Prabhupada gives everything here. So here the Pitrus are praying with this Hiranyakashipu, because of his demoniac mentality, he has usurped. He has taken all these different offerings and whatever has done, he has taken everything for himself. That way, the Devatas, they are not getting their offerings. Because they are deprived of their share. So whatever you are supposed to get and you don't get, then you are like a starving. Because they are like a starving and you become weak. So, and Srila Prabhupada quotes many places, and I'll just read a little bit about Prabhupada says in Bhagavad Gita 9.25, Pitrunyanti Pitruvrata. Those who are interested in family welfare are called Pitruvrata. There is a planet called Pitruloka, and the predominating deity of that planet is called Aryama. You remember Aryama? Anyone remember Aryama? Why Aryama came into the picture? Anyone knows? Why? Anyone? Why Aryama came into the picture? No? Pitruloka. Because what happened was, there was a rishi called Manduka Rishi. Manduka Rishi. Mandavi or Manduka Prabhu? Manduka Rishi. So Manduka Rishi, once he was punished He was punished, and then he was what was happening when the thieves, they stole something, and they were coming through the ashram of Manduka Rishi. They come through the ashram of Manduka Rishi, and then the behind the scene, the police and all the soldiers are coming. So the thieves left all this stolen goods, the booty in there, and then they ran away. So when all the soldiers, they came and they saw, we were looking for the stolen thing, and then this is in the ashram. So they just said, okay, so this Manduka Rishi would have stolen. So immediately they took him to the king. And the king didn't do any investigation. Okay, similarly you give him a death punishment. Previously the death punishment is very, very severe. They will have one big spear. What is it? They throw one thing. What is javelin? Javelin throw, something. So something like that, and then you will be made to sit on that. It's a very, very heavy duty kind of punishment. So the king ordered that. But then because of he is not an ordinary person, he is a yogi, he could understand that, okay, this is not less. Then because of his, then finally king came to somehow, I don't know, how did the king come to the conclusion? Somebody... He was about to kill, revealed, yeah. So then king immediately came and asked for forgiveness from this Manduka Rishi. So the Manduka Rishi straight away went to whom? Went to Yamaraj. Hey Yamaraj, how come you punished me? I didn't do anything wrong. How did you punish me? How are you dispensing all this law and everything you are supposed to do properly? How can you punish me? What sin have I done? So the Yamaraj looked at all his records. When you are a small boy, there was one grasshopper. You are just the grasshopper. You are pricking the grasshopper with a small some needle or some thorn. You are pricking. So then he got very upset. When I was small, I didn't know much, and then for that you give us such a big punishment. You are not fit to be the dispenser of law. You become a Sudra. Sudra became whom? Vidura. So when Vidura was absent, when Yamaraj was absent, at that time Aryama was officiating. That's why this is a side thing to know that. It's not all of that needed now, because Aryama was responsible for this Pitraloka at that time. He was officiating whatever the Yamaraj was doing. So Prabhupada says here, those who are very sinful and attached to their family, house, village or country do not receive a gross body made of material elements, but remains in a subtle body composed of mind, ego, intelligence. Those who live in such bodies are called ghosts. This ghostly position is very painful because ghost has intelligence, mind and ego and wants to enjoy material life, and because he doesn't have a gross material body, he can only create disturbance for want of material satisfaction. So this is the ghostly position. Very, very dangerous position. We want to enjoy, but you don't have the senses. So what will happen is, when you perform this Shraddha, the Pitru Puja, whatever the Shraddha, when you perform, what is Shraddha? Shraddha is what is done with faith. Shraddha. With Shraddha, you have to perform Shraddha. It's not just like, okay, I do all these things, but how it's going to work or not work. If you have that, then you don't perform anything actually. Because you have to have a faith. When we chant Hare Krishna also, we have faith. The faith is the fundamental basic block of our spiritual life. We have to have a faith. We have to have a faith. Yes, the Shastra is giving this, so we have to follow that. No? So then when we perform this, then there is a Vishnu Prasad, no? The Bhoga which is offered to the Lord, the Vishnu Prasad. The Vishnu Prasad is offered to that the departed, the ancestors, then they also get the benefit actually. That is why the Vedic system is not just looking after the people when they are alive. Because even before birth also there is a process. Before the child is born, there is a Garbhadana samskara. And while the child is growing, there is a Dasavidha samskara, different samskaras. And when the person passes away also, where will you find this comprehensive insurance, a comprehensive situation? Because when you take birth, before you take birth also you are looked after. And while living, you are looked after. After passing away also, you are looked after. Who is looking after? Finally, Krishna is looking after, but the agency of Krishna arranging all these things for us. Actually. So that's why Srila Prabhupada explains. And that this is the reason sometimes we have in the Vedic system, people always like ask, putra, I want putra. You would have heard. I don't know, here also putra may be needed, but putra is like a very essential thing. So Prabhupada explains that in a purport, putra means pun nama narakat yasmat trayate iti putra. This is the definition of putra. Putra is son. Putra is son. What is the meaning? One who delivers the father from the hell, which is known as pun, is called putra. It is the duty of a family member, especially the son, to offer oblations to the demigod Aryama or to Lord Vishnu. From time immemorial in India, the son of a dead man goes to Gaya and at a Vishnu temple there offer oblations for the benefit of the ghostly father. It is not that everyone's father becomes a ghost, but the oblations of Pinda are offered to the lotus feet of the Lord Vishnu, so that if a family member happens to become a ghost, he will be favored with a gross body. However, if one is habituated taking prasada of Lord Vishnu, there is no chance of becoming a ghost or anything lower than the human being. In Vedic civilization, there is a performance called Shraddha, by which the food is offered with faith and devotion. If one offers oblations with faith and devotion, either to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu or his representative in Pitraloka, Aryama, one's forefathers will attain material bodies to enjoy whatever material enjoyment is due them. In other words, they do not have to become ghosts. So this is sometimes when we read all these things, we may wonder, what are we doing here? Because here, yes, we are doing devotional service. So, because we are doing devotional service, but if somebody completely surrenders to Krishna, because when we take birth, we get lot of obligation actually. When we take birth, Matru Rin, Pitru Rin, Acharya Rin. We have a Rin. Rin means we are obligated. See, whatever the Veda Vyas has given so much for us, how can we go to repay him actually? We can't repay. Whatever Srila Prabhupada, we can't repay. We can't even imagine. We can't even consider how we can repay that also. We can't repay also. Whatever the mother has done for you, can you repay? We can't do that. We can't do that. What the father has done for you, you can't repay that. This is the rin, debt. We have a debt actually. But if somebody has engaged in pure devotional service, then there is no need. Shastra says that. We'll just... there is a very nice stanza. Devarishi Bhutapta Nridunam Pitrunam Na Kinkaro Nayam Nridicha Rajan Sarvatmana Ya Saranam Saranyam Gato Muhundam Parihartya Kartum. So he says, anyone who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, the giver of liberation, giving up all kinds of obligation and has taken to the path in all seriousness, underline, all seriousness. It's not just like some kind of wishy-washy. In all seriousness, owes neither duties nor obligations to the demigods, sages, general living entities, family members, humankinds or forefathers. Such obligations are automatically fulfilled by the performance of devotional service unto the personality of Godhead. So automatically perform. When somebody completely surrenders to Krishna, because automatically Krishna indemnifies the person. You may have this debt, that debt, this debt, all these debts may be there. But when you surrender to Krishna, you always 24/7, your service is Krishna. Then nothing is going to bother you. So Krishna says that, I will look after you. I will look after from all the sinful reaction. Whatever sinful reaction you may have, I will indemnify you from all these things. That is Krishna's guarantee actually. But still, this is like there is a provision is given. Provision is given for that. So people may not be surrendered to Krishna. Still it is offered to Vishnu Prasad only. See, offering Vishnu Prasad is not going to be, anyway it's going to be harmful actually. Because whether person is living or dead, it doesn't matter. Because Vishnu Prasad we have to offer. We instead of just giving food delivery. We are not interested in food delivery. We are interested in prasadam delivery. By giving prasadam, then automatically everybody is delivered actually. Like we have this situation where We have example, lot of examples are there. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Lord only. Supreme Lord doesn't have obligation to anything or anyone. But even to set an example, or just to prove, so when he went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when the father passed away, he went to Gaya, he went to Gaya, and then he offered Pinda there also. But again, sidewise he met Ishwarapuri there also, Ishwarapuri Maharaj also there. That's a side agenda. So this is he offered. Gaya he offered Pinda. Same way Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya, what did he do? Any remember? Advaita Acharya? Advaita Acharya also, he performed Shraddha. He performed Shraddha ceremony. And then what he did was, normally after the Shraddha ceremony, first you have to offer the prasad, the Vishnu prasad, to the first class Brahmana. So Advaita Acharya, what he did was, he invited Haridas Thakur. So Haridas Thakur objected. You are Advaita Acharya, you are calling me to accept this offering, but you will have a lot of problem with the local caste Brahmanas and they will object. Then Advaita Acharya said, by feeding you, Haridas Thakur, I am feeding 10,000s of Brahmanas, qualified Brahmanas. By just feeding Haridas, even Haridas Thakur from an external point of view, from a bodily point of view, he happens to take birth in a Muslim family, the Musalman family. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so captivated by Haridas Thakur's chanting, he made him Nama Acharya. He used to chant 192 rounds a day. 16 rounds only we are struggling actually. 192 rounds a day. So Advaita Acharya, so this is like, this system is the, even Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna, if you read, Lord Krishna's performed daily duties. When you have read in the Krishna book, Krishna's daily duties. One of the duties is like after taking bath and other thing, offer oblations to forefather. Whom Krishna has to offer any oblation actually. Everything is dependent on him actually. He is the Adi. He is the source of everything. But still, when he appeared to perform this pastime, still he maintained that also. So this is like this is one aspect. Okay, I'm not saying that this is the aspect, and I will read another aspect also. There is another Acharya called Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri. I will read this. Sri Madhavendra Puri, a great devotee and Acharya in the line of devotees, says, Sandhya Vandanam Bhadramastu Bhavato Bho Sranam Tubhyam Namo Bho Deva Pitaraha Cha Tarpana Vidau Naham Kshama Kshamyatam Yatra Kwapi Nisadhya Yadava Kulottamasya Kamsa Dvisha Smaram Agam Harami Tat Aham Manye Kim Anye Name. The translation. O my prayers 3 times a day, all glory to you. O bathing, I offer my obeisances unto you. O demigod, O forefathers, please excuse me for my inability to offer you my respects. Now, wherever I sit, I can remember the great descendant of the Yadu dynasty, Krishna, the enemy of Kamsa, and thereby I can free myself from all sinful bondage. I think this is sufficient for me. So, this is Madhavendra Puri. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ishwarapuri is Guru, Madhavendra Puri. So, this is a very, very advanced stage. Very, very advanced stage. Because it's not like not easy to imitate very difficult actually. Very difficult to imitate like that. Because this is like wherever he sits, he thinks, he sees the cloud and then he faints. Why he faints when he thinks of the cloud? Krishna. But when we think of the cloud, we are thinking whether we can put the cloth for washing or whether we can put that papadam for frying or whatever different things. We think, when we think of cloud, we don't faint also. We don't faint because every day we see the cloud. Maybe sometimes, devotees, they may be thinking like Krishna, but most of the time we look at the weather, a good day here, they go out here, go out there, all these different funny, fancy ideas only come. Because that is why, if somebody is in that level of devotion, they 24/7 they are meditating on Krishna. They are nothing but other than they don't know anything other than Krishna. So for that person, all these prescriptions not going to be. Still they do. Advaita Acharya, he is a Mahavishnu. He also did. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Supreme Lord only, he also did to set an example. That's why Bhagavad Gita says, Yat yat acharati shreshta. Sometimes the shreshta, when they come, they don't just like, yeah, not needed, not needed. They do that also to set an example. Because otherwise they come, oh, your Krishna didn't do that, why should I do that? Oh, your Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't do that, I will not do that. He did so many other things, they will not see other. Oh, he didn't do that. So that is why it's the Shastra injunctions are there for us, so how we can conduct ourselves. Because we are indebted. We have to understand. We have to understand, even from a material point of view also, somebody gives you something, immediately say thank you. Immediately we say thank you. If somebody may give a pen for writing, immediately say thank you. But somebody has given a way by which you can get out of this material world. The Guru has given. How you indebted to the Guru, how indebted to Prabhupada, how we are indebted to the Father, how we are indebted to the Mother. It's not something we can liquidate that easily actually. Very difficult, very, very difficult. So that is why the best thing is like we just try to give Krishna Prasad, Vishnu Prasad, and you engage yourself in devotional service, and automatically, like in Nrsimhadev gave this blessing. What blessing Nrsimhadev gave to Prahlad? Many blessings he gave. One blessing he gave. Nrsimhadev, first he asked, Prahlad said, my dear Lord, my father was very inimical to you. Please forgive him. He said, yeah, it's already done. Because when he came in touch with Nrsimhadev's, the Hiranyakasipu body came in touch with the Lord, automatically he is purified. And also not only that, not only one Hiranyakasipu, all your 21 generation up and down, everybody is liberated. The wholesale liberation. That is possible. Lord can give that. Purity of Prahlad. So he can liberate. Lord can liberate. Because you have taken so much shelter, all your people, they will also be liberated. So that is why, that's why one person taking seriously the life of Krishna consciousness, all this other generation, the people, father, mother, grandfather, grandmother, they may or may not have taken life seriously. But we should not depend on that. Oh, my son is doing that side. Okay, let him do because he will liberate me. Not like that. You do your bit, and your son or your daughter, they will do their bit, and then accordingly, that when we can't do some kind of trick, like once it's a side story. One day they decided, like today we are going to have a big container. Everybody should bring one tumbler or one cup of milk into that. That village, they made the arrangement, but it's closed one. So everybody thought, like, everybody is bringing milk, so if I put water, how it is going to be noticed? So one person put water. And that day happened to be, everybody thought like that only. So everybody is putting milk, only I am putting water. So that day opened that container lid, say everything water only, there is no milk only. So we should not have that aspect of thinking that, oh, my son will do, he will liberate me. Or my daughter, she will liberate. No, you do first. You do your bit, and then you don't depend on your son or don't depend on your daughter or something to do. You do your bit, and then Krishna will make the arrangement for you. So that is why it's very, very important. This all the ceremonies are there, Shraddha and all these ceremonies are there. Yes, it is not like something, it's Vedas only it is mentioned. So there are some references there, and one second. Prabhupada says in one place, I'll just read out that. Prabhupada says, in fact, the members of the Krishna Conscious Society are sometimes criticized by materialistic persons for giving too much attention to Krishna rather than working to fulfill all the above mentioned obligations. This is a very standard complaint. Very standard complaint people will have. Oh, go to temple but don't go very near. They will give this advice. Don't go to temple but don't go very near. What will happen? Krishna will catch you and hold you or something. Go to temple but don't go very near. So this is like people have that thinking. When somebody takes to Krishna consciousness, that means that fellow is going to completely give up the family, give up this thing, he will not do his material duties properly. No. That is not the purpose of Krishna consciousness. Purpose of Krishna consciousness means then he will do his material duties also properly. He has a family, he will look after the family properly also. It's not the Krishna consciousness is not an excuse for not looking after the family. Because you have to make arrangements. Not that personally you have to sit there and make dal, chapati, rice, everything, sit there and make everything, but you have to make some arrangements actually. All the big acharyas, they made like this only. Before they leave that asrama, so then they made arrangements, something, so that they have to be looked after. It's not like so Krishna consciousness means he is not only looking after us, looking after all the people behind also, all the generation and generation, they get benefit actually. That's why Lord Nrsimhadev told Prahlad, yes, he is purified, but still you perform whatever the final ceremonies for your father, you perform that. And we see also in Mahabharata, all this, the Mahabharata Yuddha is finished, and then only few people are left actually. So to perform the final ceremonies of this, so many people passed away. But at the end of the day, because they all lost, they left their body remembering Krishna, or seeing Krishna. They were not remembering Krishna is different, but at least they saw Krishna. So they got some kind of benefit of seeing Krishna face to face. So like this, these benefits are there. So Srila Prabhupada summarizes that in the purport. Here the thought. All the saintly persons who were generally engaged in austerity felt relieved when Hiranyakashipu was killed by the Lord in the form of Nrsimhadev. So fine. So that is why the saintly people, all the Pitraloka and other people also, they were very happy because now everything is restored back to normalcy. Because otherwise it's topsy-turvy. Prabhupada uses the term topsy-turvy because everything is like they all do their own thing, no system, no rule, nothing is followed. So that's why they were happy. And Srila Prabhupada makes a last line, very, very interesting line. They realized that the original instruction concerning, here, sorry, I was reading this page, sorry. When the demons are killed by the presence of Nrsimhadev, everyone feels comfortable irrespective of the planet upon which he lives. Because when Hiranyakashipu was killed, like everybody, the people, not only this Pitru, all the Indradev, Chandradev, Vayu, everybody. So it's a very typical example where there was one person, one businessman had created so much problem for Srila Prabhupada in the Bombay Juhu temple. Created so much of problem, cheated so many things, created so much of disturbance. So Prabhupada, actually, in fact, Prabhupada said, like he created so much disturbance that Srila Prabhupada prayed that this person is no longer fit to live actually. So, and then everybody became happy when that person, because anyway, see we don't normally feel any harm to anyone, but that person goes beyond the limit, creating so much of disturbance for devotees. Krishna also doesn't tolerate actually. Krishna, sometimes you create a problem for Krishna, Krishna will tolerate. Krishna will tolerate any trouble you create for him, he can handle that. But if somebody creates a trouble for a devotee, Krishna takes it very seriously, very, very seriously. That's when it's very important that at least if you can help, is good. Otherwise, keep quiet actually, and not create any trouble. Because if you keep quiet, that is one thing. Okay, so I'm not able to help you. That's good enough. Okay, so not everybody will be able to help everywhere, no problem. But you should not go that way and then create something problem for him, put him in some distress, or put him in some difficulty. Then that is the greatest disservice we do to ourselves actually. Krishna doesn't tolerate that. So that's why, so Prabhupada, when that person, that gentleman, may not be a gentleman, that man passed away, so Prabhupada was saying, yes, that's it. Even when the scorpions and the snakes are killed, even the saintly persons rejoice actually. Normally we don't, when something is getting killed, we get unhappy only. But when the scorpion and the snakes are killed, because they create the venom. There is a venom, there is always want to create. Without anything, they will just come and bite. So that's why Prabhupada refers that. So we have to be careful. So that is why he says, like even the saintly person, whatever loka they are in, still they become happy. So all these rules and regulations are there. So main underlying point is we have to surrender completely to Krishna. Once you surrender to Krishna, then you are not obligated. Until that time, we have to be, actually our aim is that only. Our aim is completely surrender to Krishna. This is like the Saranagati, that 6 types of Anukulyasya, Sankalpa, Pratikulyasya, Varjana. So like that, we have to go at one completely given up to Krishna. Krishna, you are just like the Sikshashtaka last sloka says, you break me broken hearted or you embrace me. That's it. You are my Supreme Lord unconditionally. We don't want to put any condition to Krishna. Krishna, if you do this, I am your servant. If you are not putting, no, I am not. Not that like that. Unconditional surrender, that is what Krishna wants. Once you do that, that's it. Like a gopis, like a Narada Muni story where why gopis are the greatest? They're unconditional. They don't care what will happen to them, what will happen to their fame, name or whatever. No, they didn't worry about anything. They didn't whether they will go to hell or heaven. They don't care because Krishna's pleasure is. So if you come to that level, then all these obligations are liquidated. No, nothing will affect you. So I'll stop here if there is any questions or comments. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the wonderful class. My question was, you said about the scorpion that they bite without anything. So saintly persons take pleasure when they are killed. Yeah. But Lord has made them like that to bite. So then how do we understand that? Lord,
because of the why Lord has made them like that means the envious nature is there. Because not everybody becomes a scorpion or something. Because if somebody has envy, always vengeance, envy is there. So those type of people will get a birth in that, and then they will get that suffering like that. They will get beaten up like that. So by this beating up, by this beaten up thing, and then they will come to senses. Oh, they are everybody beating up. Oh, so I have to give up this envious attitude. Slowly things will change. So it's not that we are against the scorpion or anything like that, because the nature is like that. Because ideally the devotee doesn't want to hate anyone, doesn't. But still they create so much of disturbance. Then even the devotee also becomes a little bit of cool, like that. That's what happened actually in the case of that person what we are talking about. It created so much problem for Srila Prabhupada and the Prabhupada's disciples, so it became very, very intolerable now. So that is not supposed. They are only not supposed to do. You help. If you don't help, keep quiet. No? So that's the reason. Not that we are not here to in the scorpions killing spree or something. No, we are not going to kill all the scorpion, all the skin. That's not our purpose of Krishna consciousness. That just the example to know that that's what Prabhupada mentions. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. Question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the wonderful class. Prabhuji, you mentioned that the forefathers, when we offer oblations to our forefathers, they also get the share. Lord Vishnu also gets the share, and also the demigods get the share. But Prabhu, for devotees, our grandparents and forefathers, they go to Lord Krishna's and they are with Krishna and Goloka. Yeah.
Then there is a your offering is not going to be your offering is beneficial for you only. Because when the people are already liberated, see, the person is already sitting with Krishna, from there you take blessings only. Like your forefathers already liberated, sitting in Goloka Vrindavan, then your offering is going to be beneficial for you only. Because you did your duty remembering them, so they will bless you actually. So it's not that we can't offer any special blessing for them, because they are already with Krishna. They are already having the wonderful pastimes with Krishna. They will remember, oh, my granddaughter is doing something, my grandson is doing something, let them flourish in Krishna. They will give their blessings to you. It's not like they don't need your blessing, but they will give your blessings to them. Because this is another thing, like another couple of weeks, Pitru Paksha. This is Pitru Paksha is coming. Because Pitru Paksha means, see, this is a Vedic system. The year, the 14 days, one paksha. So the devatas, they allow these pitrus to come to this world, material world, mortal world, and then they come and then they accept that different offerings, whatever using this the pinda, udara, all this we do the offering, they accept that offering also. So this is like it is for them it is their sustenance actually. For asana like 9 o'clock prasadam, this is our sustenance actually. For pitrus sustenance is like whatever you do the water with sesame seed, that is their offering actually. That is their offering for them. So by doing that they get pleased actually. Because otherwise they just starve. Because see, Pitru, they have taken so much care for you, and it is like a small reciprocation. You just reciprocate, look after them. That is the only thing. Okay, so if they are already liberated, then no problem actually. We don't have to worry about it. This is not for those who are not liberated, for those type of people.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes.
I'm a little bit more ignorant regarding to feeding the demigods, because one of the previous texts explained that Hiranyakashipu stopped the yagyas because he considered that by doing that the demigods will starve, so they won't receive the share, so they will become weak. So my question, I don't understand how that works, that by doing yagyas, offerings, the superior living entities, they get their share. In what way is that?
Because, see, they are also, for them, we can't give any big blessing or anything for them, because the Lord has arranged in such a way. So the third chapter, he said, by pleasing the demigods, by cooperating with them, then you also get your share, and they also, because the devatas also, like when we do this different prayers and other things, that is benefit for them also. So it's not that whatever the things, they also get benefit actually. When you do some Vishnu Prasad for devatas, they also get benefit. That's why when we offer bhoga, we offer to the Lord, and then that prasad we offer to other devatas. So they get benefit also, because we don't just go and offer the food directly to them. Instead, we offer, like in Jagannath Puri, so the prasad is offered to the Lord, and then Bimala Devi, she gets the prasadam actually, and then we get that Mahaprasadam like that. So that way, so they also need the favor of the Lord. So the favor of the Lord comes in the form of it can be a sacrifice, or it can be some kind of prasad like that. Anything, it can be like that also. So they get their benefit also. So their benefit is like this is like it will help them. So when they do some kind of offering water, chanting the names of the Lord, so they get benefit for that also. Because it's not that, okay, their benefit comes only through their own things, because of their prayers also. Because normally when we pray also, like what is the meaning of prayer? When we pray, somebody is sick, and then when we are praying, so because we are praying to the Lord, and then if the Lord is pleased with that situation, then He can give that benefit to them also. The same thing. The underlying principle is Lord is the one who is doing all of that. Not individually, they are not independent of the Lord. They are always dependent. We are also dependent on the Lord, and the devatas also always dependent on the Lord. But Lord has given them some kind of service or some kind of portfolio for them to manage. Because this is like somebody is a finance minister, somebody is looking after the water department, somebody is looking after the moon, somebody is looking after the sun. So Lord has given them some facility and also some kind of responsibility. You look after them. So like that, there is some offerings done to them also. So there is no problem. But they should not think, or we should not think that they are independent. They are all dependent on the Lord. Always they are dependent. Whatever condition they may be, they are always dependent on the Lord, and they know that also. Sometimes we find in Krishna pastimes, Indradev forgets actually. Oh, I thought I am the supreme. No, then Krishna comes and rectifies the situation also. So it's like that. See, why the offering was done to Indra. So Indra got upset. Why the offering is not done to me? Why we are doing it to Govardhan hill? So that means, like Indra thinks that it is my share. So the Krishna says, ultimately I am the controller. So Krishna came and proved that also. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I do understand the aspect of the Supreme Personality of Godhead take care of everybody in different levels of different quality of living entities.
Yeah.
The thing that I don't get it is that how humans, by performing yagyas, they are feeding the demigods, because they are like a superior living entities.
Correct.
They have already power even to control even whatever we can have.
Yes.
And besides, they receive the Lord's all benefits and blessings from Krishna. It is difficult for my mind to understand
but it is a system arranged by Lord Krishna. So that's when you see that sloka, I'll just read that again. When you say the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, text number 10. In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generations of men and demigods along with sacrifices for Vishnu and blessed them by saying, be thou be happy by this yajna, because this performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation. It's not only for us, for them also. And then he says, the demigods being pleased by the sacrifices, the demigods being pleased by the sacrifices will also please you. And thus by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. So because they also need, when we perform sacrifice, because we are not performing sacrifice for only the demigod, we are performing sacrifice for Lord Vishnu. So when you perform sacrifice for Lord Vishnu, so the devatas also become very happy. And that is their kind of, they are supposed to feed, they are supposed to provide everything, and then when the living entities also become very Krishna conscious or God conscious, and they also become, because otherwise, when there is this thing between the Deva and Asura, there is always some kind of tug of war happening, there is always fight. So the Devas, because if everybody is not following the regulative principles, all the sacrifices are not being performed, and then they lose their power also. Because that is why these devatas are happy when saying Arasigadev, because all these things were stopped. When all these things were stopped, so that means their regulation and the rules and things were not followed properly. So that is the reason why it is given like that. I don't know if it is not.
No. Yeah, I got it, Prabhu. Thank you so much for that.
We'll clarify that, because see, that is why we have a very good system where we can, if we don't have some, then we can ask other visiting, like Banu Maharaj or different devotees. We can always write to them, saying that Maharaj or devotee, we having little bit of a clarification needed. We can always ask them also. No problem.
No, I understand that the yajnas and offerings, sacrifices that is needed, especially for us, in order to get purification also. It's like the saying, when we cook, we offer to the Lord, and then we take the blessings.
And the same thing for us also. The devatas also, demigods also, they also need Krishna Prasad. Because, see, Lord Shiva, he was asking, when Narada, the past time when the Narada Muni got a small bit of prasadam, and then Lord Shiva, oh, you didn't keep anything for me. So then he said, something is in the nail, so there is a little bit of a prasad. So he ate that and he became very ecstatic actually. Because this is, the prasad business is needed for everyone actually. Because that is the sustenance for the person. Anyone from top to bottom, that is a sustenance actually. So that way, yes, they derive their sustenance from these sacrifices. That sacrifice can be either this sacrifice for pleasing Lord Vishnu, or it can be a prasad, or it can be chanting Hare Krishna, all these things. And they become very happy. See, we see so many places, where when these things are performed, and then the devatas become very happy actually. Demigods become very happy when the living entities are following the orders given by the Supreme Lord. And then that is their protection actually. Like in similar case of Indradev. Like Indradev, all these people, they used to follow Indra Puja. When the Indra Puja stopped, Indra got upset. Why he got upset? I am getting something I am not getting now. So that's why he gets sent the Samavartaha clouds and all these things. Finally, when Krishna came, and he proved, Indra, no, don't get puffed up. So he gave the lesson actually. So then Indra understood actually. So like that, this is their sustenance actually. All these things is sustenance for them also. Anyway, I'll try to get some further answer if I can talk to some of the devotees. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Anything else? Okay. Hare Krishna. Grantara Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki